Okay, guys, be honest with me for a second. All right, we're hopping right into this. Okay, how many times have you said something always comes up? Like every time you feel like you're finally getting ahead, and then boom, car issues like tires, birthdays, school expenses, sport expenses, random life bills, and now your whole budget is off again. Breathe, okay? So let me tell you something, okay? It's not that something keeps coming up, you just didn't plan for it yet. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh, that was intense, right? If you're new here, my name is Tina, and on this channel, guys, we talk about real life budgeting, cash stuffing, and managing money on a tight income. And today we are breaking down something that will literally change your budget, and I get a lot of questions about it. So I'm going to do another video on this so you guys can have the answers, okay? And when I say change your budget, I'm talking about sinking funds for 2026. So whether you're a beginner, restarting, or feel like your budget just keeps falling apart, this is where you fix it, okay? So make sure, guys, you are subscribed, and in the comments, tell me if you are, and tell me if you are starting fresh or restarting. All right, so let's get into this. I'm gonna be writing in my trusty notebook, okay? I love this little notebook. So let's simplify this. What is a sinking funds? Sinking funds is just money you set aside slowly, right? For something you know is coming up. Nothing extra, nothing drastic. Just think of it as that. A sinking fund is just money you set aside slowly. Remember the slowly, for something you know is coming up. That's it. But here's where people pretty much get it confused. They treat expected expenses like what? Like emergencies. Okay? And they're not. All right? And it took me a while to figure that out too, that they're not. And that's why I was getting mines all mixed up, and it was working, but then it got to a point where it just got freaking confusing. Like Christmas. That's not an emergency, okay? Car maintenance. That is not an emergency. All right? Birthdays are not an emergencies. This one, you're going to hate me for this one. Vacations is not an emergency. They are predictable. You just didn't plan for them yet. This is why, like, my budget, and I'm sure probably like your budget too, it just keeps feeling like it's falling. Not because you're bad with money, and that's what I thought, that I was just horrible, bad with money. It was because my budget was missing real life categories. This candle is bothering me. I figured out what, I know I'm jumping off subject. I figured out why, I kept wondering why I have like this black soot, and I have this in here too. But when I light, because this light, I have to charge it, and it's bigger, I can do this. But I'm using this little small one here. Oh my goodness. And when I'm doing like this, so then it's leaking down. Okay, I figured that out. I mean, and it shouldn't have took a rocket scientist to figure that out. Okay. All right. Where were we at? All right. Back to the story moment, okay? So let me give you let's say a real life example, okay? So there was a time where I thought I was doing good with my budget, okay? Bills paid, groceries handled, gas handled. I'm like, all right, okay, y'all, I am on freaking track. And then boom, okay? Car needed something, brakes, spark plugs, oh girl, tires, windshield wipers. Birthday popped up. Unexpected last minute party a friend had. Okay, something for my child came up. All right, they needed a shirt for soccer, or they needed something for school. And now I'm looking like, okay, so where did my money go? But it didn't go anywhere, okay? I just didn't tell it where to go before it was actually needed. And that's the difference. All right, let me know if y'all follow me, okay? Because I had to figure this out myself, because I thought I had it. I thought I was up on it. Had it figured out, but it was a little bit weird, okay? Next, we're going to go into why sinking funds change everything. So just to give you a little nudge here, sinking funds don't make you rich. Let's be real. I want to be honest with that. But I can say they do make your life a lot easier. They make your budget more realistic, and they stop that feeling of always being behind. Because instead of saying like, I hope nothing happens, like I hope this doesn't, hope the tire doesn't pop, I hope, I don't run out of gas. You start saying, if something happens, I've got something. Even if it's only $20, guys, even if it's only like 50, that still helps. Because sometimes, like for me, I don't hit my actual goal, but I feel better because instead of saying like if something was like $200 and that was my goal and I saved $100, okay, I didn't meet my goal, but that's $100 less that I need to add to get to the 200 so that I won't be in such a bind. So if you don't meet your goal for your sinking funds, do not beat yourself up. Long as you have something going towards it, hey, you made progress, okay? So small amounts still matter. Remember, guys, we always talk about progress over perfection. And I need my beginners to hear this, okay? I need you guys to hear this. You do not need a lot of money to start sinking funds. Some people think you need like $1,000 to start it. No, you do not. Actually, let's start now. Let's do some little scenarios here. So the first step, you need to start small. I am going to go over here to my next page. First step, just to start small. So we're going to do step 1, start small. Okay. So do not try to create 15 categories, 20 categories. Okay. When you get hip to the game, you can put like 20 categories, 15, because you know what you're doing. All right, so that is where people mess up. That is where I messed up. This pollen here in Virginia is tearing me up. It is like thick as a sheet on your car. It's everywhere. And people that are coming from out of town that are coming into Virginia said they didn't have any allergies until they got in here. I don't know what's going on, but Virginia got some thick pollen, okay? All right, so we were saying this is where people mess up. And where I messed up. And so what happens was I got excited, and then it's like you create everything, like all of your sinking funds. And then the big thing is you can't keep up. All right. That's it. You can't keep up. Second step is to start with what messes you up. Okay. Messes up you. We need to put a U there. I put it up. This part right here is where you ask yourself, what always throws my budget off? This right here will be your starting point. All right. So some examples that people may say may be, I know mine's was car maintenance. Remember we were talking about birthdays because I was famous for that. Christmas on a credit card. That was one that messed me up. Medical, and then kids. Okay. Now, this is just some examples. Yours probably may look different, but I'm just giving those that are just starting sinking funds, starting the cash system budgeting. I'm just giving them some things. So let's go to step 3. So what you want to do next is to start with realistic. Aiden's in the background like yelling, so it's like throwing me off. He's playing with his cars. He's having fun, so I'm just gonna leave him alone and let him be a kid, let him do his thing, and I'll just battle through it. Okay. All right. So for step 3, we want to start with realistic amounts. Okay. So you can start with $5. You can start with $10, or you can start with $20. And I know people think that's not enough, because I thought that was not enough. I was like, I ain't even doing nothing at first. Let me say this clearly. $10 saved, like I was saying earlier, is better than $0 stressed. Okay. Let's just say, for example, you save $50. Okay. So these are your categories that you have: car maintenance, birthdays, Christmas, medical, and kids. Okay. So we're going to take kids and we're going to do family fun. We're going to add that. All right. So with this $50, you're going to be strategic. You're going to break it up. So we're just going to do $10 for car maintenance, $10 for birthday, $10 for Christmas, $10 for medical, and $10 for kids family fun. Okay. This is a full system right now. This right here is your setup. You're done. You've already figured out your sinking funds. Like I said, it's super simple. Simple, realistic, and doable. And if you have, this is for $50. And if you have only $20, let's make it easy. So we do $5 for car maintenance, $5 for birthdays, $5 for Christmas, $5 for medical, and $5 for family fun. That still counts. All right. So now let's talk about something real, because some of y'all are not starting, you're restarting over. So maybe you had sinking funds, and y'all, like it always does, life happens. You spent them. You had to pull from them. You stop stuffing. Because I know sometimes in the comments I always have people say like, hey, I was saving for this. I was doing a challenge. But I ended up, something came up and I had to pull from them. And I know that's like a not feel good feeling, because I know firsthand too. I think at first I used to be like, so what's the point of me having sinking funds when I just got to pull right out of it and I'm back to, back to empty with my envelopes. Because I just use, this is my sinking funds binder that I have, and I just have the categories. I have a little bit more because I have been budgeting a little bit more, and so I know exactly what I need, but these are mostly the ones that I just keep. These are like repetitive ones, and these are just the categories that I have in mind for my sinking funds. Everybody's will be different, a little bit different. You're not going to have the same as everybody else, but listen to me. When you think, what's the point in this? That does not mean you failed. That means life just happened. It's life. You're human. It's going to happen, okay? Resetting and restarting is part of budgeting. We're getting into this story time, like getting all woozy with it, okay? All right, so here's how to reset. So some key things that I found that work for me is to keep fewer categories. All right. Another thing is focus on what matters now. All right. And then another thing is to start small again. And then this one here is let go of guilt. I'm going to put that in capital letters. Okay. So you are not starting over from scratch. You're starting again with experience. So that's why I say like you're starting over. And I think that's one of the biggest things that help me when I'm starting over is like, I've done this before. So use what I know, use what I've learned, tweak it, make it better if I can. Let's make this easier to stick to, okay? Because it's boring. If it's boring, you're not going to do it, all right? So let's be real. So good things that you can do is you can use trackers. As I showed you guys, I'll give you some examples of what I have. Like this. So here's my nails. So I have $60 is what I need to do for my nails. So I set my appointment date, and then once I set my appointment date, I know how much I need, the $60, and then I just build up to that date. And if I have extra cash, I'll put it in here. And then before my appointment, I'll have my $60 in here, and I've already got the date scheduled. So that way, once I have that cash when I go to my appointment, I'm not looking around saying, do I need to put this on my card? I don't know if I have enough. But I'm not upset or anything because it always goes back to zero. So my mindset is already set that, hey, you're putting 60, the 60 is going right back out once you get your nails done. So that's the type of mindset that I have for my nails. So another thing you can do is do mini goals. Like, don't do anything like over the top. Like this one right here, what I would do sometimes is, depends on how I'm feeling. So it's $100 Kawaii Fruit Savings Challenge. And this right here, is small amounts, $10, $5. I just add to this if I want to save an extra 100. But here I just pace myself. And like I said, do something like between $50 and $100 to start small. And then if I want planner supplies, this is another one that I will use. And this is just $10, $15, $10, small increments, and the highest is 20. And this will give me $120 that I can save. But what I'll do is I'll just use this to save for if I say, hey, in a little bit I need a new planner, because I'm using a 3-month planner, so I'm going to need another planner, so I'm going to need to start this. But I know 3-month planners, I don't know, but it is such a really, really good planner. and it's the only one that I've actually stuck with, which is crazy. So I just fill this in. So when I need to purchase another one, I'll have the 120 in here. I won't use the whole 120, but I will have the money. And if by the time I need the planner, if I only have like 50 bucks in here, Tina's going to pull that 50 bucks out, and then I'll just erase the 50 that I have in here. And that's why I said, like, sometimes don't feel like you failed. What's the point? That's what the sinking funds are actually for. And another thing is just use freaking cute binders for, I know some people say like, oh my God, that is just so extra, just all those little savings challenges. But I've learned that by having something super cute and fun like this has motivated me to save. Because I don't know what, I don't know what it is, but it's just, like, if cute binders is your jam, you do what you do, okay? So you like I said, you got to live for you. You got to work your budget how you work it, all right? Or use cute envelopes. And then all what you need to do is basically make sure you tie it to real goals. Because like I said, that right there was for my nails. I have this like for my Amazon Prime membership. This one right here is for my car property tax. But this is like a real, like, I have to pay my car property taxes June 5th. This is something that I have to pay. Like, the city don't play. You got to pay these if you want to get your license, if you want to get your car decal stickers. You have got to pay yours. So that's why I like trying to, I hate sending it, but but this make it fun to save for. All right. Those are like some examples. Vacation fund, like I have here. This is my vacation binder. And so when I go on my vacation, which we are planning, less stress on my trip. Christmas fund, which I have here is, where is it at? Where are you at? Christmas fund is this one. I have this Christmas, so save for Christmas. I just had a small goal of 300 because I wasn't spending a lot for Christmas. And then we have a car fund. Where are we at? Right here. So we have a car fund for a peace of mind. So like I said, you make your own categories of things that you know that comes up and situations that will put you in a bind if you don't have the cash for it. Okay. All right. Ooh, guys, I have said a lot. Let me scoop my little books up. They're all messed up. All right. So at the end of the day, guys, sinking funds are not about being perfect. They're about being prepared. Okay. Even just a little bit. So if 2026 is your year, don't overthink it, okay? So just start small, stay consistent, and build from there. And I think we are finished, guys. So if this video helped you, make sure you like it, and that helps push this video out to everybody, and those that are new to budgeting and those that are restarting. And don't forget to subscribe because we are getting our money together over here for real. And in the comments, guys, tell me what sinking funds are you starting first or restarting. I thank you guys so much for chilling with me, and I'll see you in the next video. And until next time, guys, peace.